try. All that I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied and be a simple kind of man, or be something.
Alright guys, sorry about that. We are back here once again, so I apologize for that. Not sure what happened, I'm just sitting here and all of a sudden the whole internet shut off and we was trying to figure it out. My brother came in and everything was trying to figure it out. We don't know what happened and finally it pops back up. And I guess we're good now. Good now. Delaney said we did miss a caution. Or 2 cautions, right Delaney?
Yeah, 2 cautions.
Okay. So Matt McLean, currently your leader now. Second place, Pedro Mega. Andrew Berg currently third. And Joshua Banks has worked his way back up to 4th place. So we're about to go here once again. Pace car about to pull in. Once again, I apologize for that. And pace car pulls down pit road. And we are green flag.
Green flag.
Back here again at
McLean
Dover.
with the jump. Look where Joshua Banks is right now.
Joshua Banks really driving good right now. He's currently sitting in 4th place. We do got a battle right here behind him. Josh Sturgill, Brian Harford going at it. This is a battle for 5th place. Sturgill just took that spot away. A little bit further back, Sam Moore battling Casey Heschel. Some of these paints guys are not loaded all the way up right now. They will load up, I promise. So it's just where the trading paints was down. Here comes KC looking underneath Chuck Phillips. And I take that back. Here comes the 21. David Clark moves underneath Sam Warren. Takes that spot away for 12th. A little bit further back, Calvin Allison battling Sam Notterhelm. Now he's battling 42 of Chris James. And Allison will take that spot away in that 28 car. Back up front, Matt McLean battling for 2nd now. He gave up the lead to Pedro Mega. Here comes Andrew Bird underneath the 88 down the front stretch, along with that 36 who dives to the inside. Keep an eye on this track, guys. You're going to notice a big difference in this track. It will change quite a bit. You will see the rubber start really laying down, especially in the lower part of this turn. I'm actually surprised to see so many people running a lot lower than what we would normally see. In turns 1 and 2, usually we would see them slide up and dime that corner just a little bit more. Big fan of Josh Sturgill, winner last week and a winner at the All-Star race.
Yeah, I saw the picture of like the 4 wide burnouts that they were doing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Again, I wasn't here, but I watched the stream. Adam had me on a push button, so all you had to do is hit a button now, talk.
I did.
Maybe we should do that tonight.
We might need to. I was sitting there thinking about that.
But I can at least print the graphic up and then talk to it. But I would never know when to put the graphic up.
Watching Derek Pemberton right now in at 81, running really nicely right now in 8th place, right behind him. Here we got a battle for 9th, Brandon Dalton, Chuck Phillips.
Pedro Mega taking the lead.
Caution is out. Looks like Scott Masick, that 00 car, goes around. Take a look here.
2 cars involved.
You know what? I don't know if it's going to show me actually him. Oh, there we go. Oh, the 2 is involved as well. Okay, that was a little strange there. The 00 comes back up on track. Kind of looks like what happened last week with Landon Lacey with that apron. Oh, with a 2 hard. That's going to end both of their nights, I would guess. And the 47 barely misses it as he goes around it. Pit road's going to be open this time. Everybody should be coming down, I would expect. 47 going to stay out. Who else is staying out? The 98, I believe, is staying out. Is it the 98? I will find out for sure. There's everybody coming down pit road, though. And it is. Pedro Mega staying out. Chuck Phillips currently second. Danny Lowe staying out. By the way, the 98 was your lucky dog. As well, so watching the race off pit road. Who has the fastest pit stop? Remember, Pedro Mega and Chuck Phillips did not pit, so that will not get theirs, and Danny Lowe did not pit. Race off pit road goes to Andrew Bird, then the 36, then the 71, 88, 17, 57, 81, 28, and 85. Fastest pit stop that time was Andrew Bird, and actually the 70 of Raymond Dormer took 2 tires. And it looked like the 24 man took 2 tires as well. We'll see how that plays out. As back out on the track, you can see that 47 Pedro Mega staying out. You like that call, Delaney?
I don't like a lot of calls that they do in this league.
Let's see. I'm trying to see how many people actually did stay out. Only 2 people stayed out now. Danny Lowe, Pedro Mega. I think Pedro's got an idea on what he's doing. He's always smart about it, so I would, I think he's okay with that. All right, guys, we'll be right back after a quick break.
I'm Darren Clark.
I'm a savage.
Back again with Delaney Dunn here at Dover International Speedway. About to go back green. It is Pedro Mega, Danny Lowe. Remember, they did not stop for tires. Then it is Raymond Dormer who took tires, and the 24 of Aaron Taylor also took 2 tires. So Pedro and Danny's going to have a little bit of room to play with here. That is a good thing. But we're going to have to wait and see if it pays off as we wait for the green flag to come out.
Mike 40 or Crash trying to warm his tires up.
Oh, that ain't good. Pace car is in. We're green.
Pedro with the jump.
Pedro with a huge jump. That's going to open up a little bit battle here for second. Raymond Dormer looking underneath Danny Lowe. Remember, he did take 2 tires. However, Andrew Bird right there now taking third away. This is going to be a fierce battle right here, back here a little bit further back with Danny Lowe, Brian Harford, and all them guys mixed up into this.
Speaking of that 70 cars paint scheme, have you ever had Monster?
Have I ever had Monster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had the regular Monster, and I've also had NOS, which Monster makes it, which is kind of surprising, and I didn't know that, but I love it. Joshua Banks, underneath that 70 car, takes away third spot.
I like the Monster Ultra Zeros.
I haven't tried it.
It's like the red one.
Is that the one with
tastes
0
like-
calories?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ultra Zero, the Ultra Red that they call is kind of like a raspberry flavor, kind of like a raspberry bubblegum flavor that I like, or raspberry cotton candy sort of vibe to it.
All right.
But I personally love it. The Ultra White is kind of like a white cherry. It's kind of like just kind of like the frost.
So, real fast, I just want to mention this. As we're watching Danny Lowe get passed by David Clark. Remember, Danny did not take no tires, and he stayed out. Right now, he's dropped back to 16th place.
Wow.
And we think of that as a bad move, but at the same time, Pedro's still out front. I think that's showing you the distance between clean air and dirty air.
But the second place
is catching him.
Are catching him.
Yeah, really fast. A tenth so far each lap. So, I think it's going to work out for Pedro. We're just going to have to wait and see, you know, how much it works out. I mean, I don't know if it's, you know, it's going to be like a big difference or not, but we'll see.
Adam, we usually have something to discuss during these long green flag runs when there's nothing really happening.
Ooh, 32 blinked a little bit right there. Yeah. That's what. Oh my goodness.
Kind of talk about like people that have impacted,
With 84 MP.
like not our racing, but like our lives with racing.
We could do that. Anything
Mine
else?
just happens to be a driver's wife.
Real fast, before we start talking about that, here goes battle for the lead, side by side. Oh, 32, what a save. Or 36, I'm sorry. Wow, Joshua Banks, what a save on that car. He's gonna.
Quick question.
What's
was
up?
That Turpin level?
That was pretty close. That was pretty close.
But you're not Turpin.
That was pretty close. For a cup car, it's pretty close.
We should do like a Turpin scale for saves.
There's a little bump, by the way, put on that 32 car. By the way, he does not have damage. Are you seeing damage on the 32 car or no?
No.
Okay, so that is just a trading paints thing. It's where he net coated it to the wall just a second ago. Or not net coat. We got somebody blown up here in turn 3 and 4, and he's up against the wall. And a caution will fly. It looks like that is the 51, Mike Fortier. Yes, it is. And didn't you say he just crashed as well before this? Yeah.
It some damage from more tires, I think.
Oh, he came up right there on the 20, I believe. Darren Clark gets into him. We'll watch this. Let's watch this from a different angle. That's a close call.
Yeah.
I don't know. The 20 may have not really had a lot of room, but at the same time, he did have enough room, I think. And the 51 just moved up slightly. I don't know. That's a close call. We wait and see if they pit here. I would expect Pedro to definitely come down pit road.
Pedro Mega's gonna pit.
Yeah, I think you got to now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely coming. And he's bringing in everybody with him. So his strategy paid off. Everybody going to come in at 28 stays out. I thought he was past the commitment cone, though. I'm surprised he actually stayed out.
Calvin, right?
Yeah, Calvin did stay out. And it looks like everybody else is coming in. A couple guys that's a lap down staying out. Trying to get their lap back. I'm kind of surprised that Calvin actually stayed out. He's got 14 laps on his tires. We'll see if it plays. It did work last time for Pedro Mega. So, you know, we'll see if that works for him. Here we go in the pit box. By the way, Calvin Allison's he's out there, so that was his last pit stop y'all are seeing.
He's a rookie too.
He is a rookie, yeah. Everybody with the R after their name you all see is a rookie, just in case you're new to watching it. Race off pit road. Andrew Bird, no, 47. Andrew Bird, 36, 71, 88, 17. Followed by Raymond Dormer, the 24. Kyle Frame, looks like Casey Heschel. Brandon Dalton. I think that was David Clark, I believe.
Clark Brothers.
All right, guys.
I'm surprised they call it Simple Man calls, not Clark Brother calls.
That is true. We will be right back after a quick break.
Yeah.
Oh, is he actually good?
That is so creepy. I just saw the blimp. Like my camera just went. I'm in blimp cam, and the blimp just went through my camera.
We are back here at Dover, as you heard Delaney talk about a blimp. Went through her camera. It's pretty
I
funny.
think it's just the. So I'm in blimp cam. I'm like, shouldn't I be attached to the blimp?
Oh, these guys are pulling in front of the pace car a little bit, huh? It is Pedro Mega, Andrew Bird on that front row, Joshua Banks, Brian Harford. Keep it on at 71. He may have something to say before this race is said and done. Um,
I think one thing that people have to worry about here is tire wear.
yeah, I agree. I do know that two tires can possibly work because it is concrete, and I think that's a good thing. But at the same time, you still got to worry. Exactly, it can rip them off pretty easily, especially if you overdrive. So that's something, you know.
Once the rubber gets, if you're driving on where it's all rubbered in, it should be easier.
It'll be a lot
don't lose
easier,
as
yeah.
much tire.
I'm surprised the groove hasn't moved up yet as well, honestly. I'm really surprised to see people still running low in 3 and 4. Hey, green flag's out.
Marbles. I think the reason why the groove hasn't gone.
That's a possibility, yeah. Got a battle back here. It is the 88 Matt McLean now battling the 17 of Josh Sturgill. Sturgill's going to be able to take that on the high side. Oh, and the 88 trying to get back up there. Going to be side by side off turn number 2 down this backstretch.
Andrew Bird is up there.
He is. Trying to run down Pedro Mega.
I think he's watching Pedro Mega's line, figuring out where he's messing up, and then trying to use that as his advantage.
Well, let's be honest. He's watching the right person.
Yeah, he's watching to see where he messes up.
I mean, Pedro Mega's super fast. Not that Andrew Bird's not, because he's always fast.
Yeah. Derek Pemberton is holding up to his nickname.
I noticed he disconnected, right?
Yeah, disconnected and reconnected, which I have a feeling that is because of the nickname that I have
Blinkerton.
with. Blinkerton!
He always disconnects, man. He's a good driver, but disconnects. It's so bad for him right now.
Somebody needs to get him a new router for graduation.
Here comes Calvin Allison passing the 79 of Danny Lowe. That is a battle for 14th, and Danny's going to let Calvin have it. Now Calvin's going to set his sights on right there in front of him to that 21 of David Clark. Looking back, and David just taps the wall a little bit on this back stretch. Okay, he's not going to have any damage. He'll move on. As you can see, Calvin's starting to work his way back up once again, up to 13th now. Is that number 28 car. A little bit further back, as we are just about, wow, we're almost halfway done with this race. The 64 of Andrew Jones. I absolutely love that paint scheme. Huh. That's very nice. As caution flies once again, and it looks like it is the 28. We just talked about him, and he loses it and barely gets the wall, but a caution will come out. He does mess up the back end of that car fairly good. We take another look here on board with the 28 of Calvin Allison, who was running in 14th or 13th at the time before this caution came out. And there he goes into the wall, and we keep it going. So caution comes out once again here tonight. We'll take a look real fast at our race summary. I think we've actually had more than 4 cautions. I think we've actually had 5. You know what? Actually, I take that back. We've had 4 cautions so far for 9 laps, I believe. And everybody going to stay out, it looks like. Josh Sturgill going to come in as the 1 of Casey Heschel and the 70 of Raymond Dormer. I think it's a good call to come on down and get some fresh tires here. As once again, like I said, caution comes out, and we will continue this race. You ever been to Dover, Delaney?
Nope.
I haven't either. I've never even actually seen the track.
I've been to Connecticut. That's probably the closest I've gotten. I've driven by Sebring.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Where is Sebring? Atlanta? Is it Atlanta or
Oh,
Georgia? I mean,
Florida.
is it Florida? Oh yeah, it is Florida. That's right. I was thinking of Road Atlanta or whatever, or Road America. Is that ain't Road America in Georgia? I think so. I've never been by any road race track. I don't think, not any road course. I'm trying to think.
The only, like, I've driven by Sebring because when I went to Florida for Thanksgiving, on our from the airport to where we were staying, went right
Right.
by it.
That's pretty cool. You know, I've been by I've been in Indianapolis, and I'm guessing I was probably near Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but I've never actually seen it. I've been wanting to go there to actually visit it, but I've never been. I've been by Chicagoland. I've been by it once.
I've been
Um,
to New Hampshire
did you
Motor
say
Speedway.
they was testing there today?
Yeah.
I think it's a 2-day test actually, today and tomorrow. Or what?
Well,
Yeah, today and tomorrow.
at New Hampshire, when I went, I could have had the opportunity to meet up with Hal and Mike.
Right. How
I was actually,
how expensive is New Hampshire? Like how much is the food and stuff there? Bristol's outrageous.
oh, it's
Is
outrageous.
it?
Like
Yeah, it's like every track is
like
outrageous.
we make sandwiches and
Yeah,
then
just take
put
them.
them in a cooler.
Yeah, I don't blame you. See, that's what we did. Like, we go to McDonald's or something like that and get food. Then we'll pack, like, chips and stuff with us. But it's honestly, the price of going to a race is ridiculous. Nobody could go to a race anymore without going broke, honestly. I mean, it takes about every dime if you want to buy food or something. And that's pretty bad. There's a couple tracks I want to go to, though. I've never been to Martinsville. And I know Martinsville's food's fairly cheap. And I like going for the food, though, honestly. I around the track food and stuff like that because it's something different. Um, but,
Yeah,
you know, New Hampshire, though, they got
yeah,
lobster and stuff, right?
when yeah,
Yeah,
they
can't
have
you
like
buy
the
it?
lobster lounge.
Yeah.
They have the lobster lounge, but you have to be 21 to go in it
Really?
because
Huh.
it's put on by Miller Lite.
Okay, yeah. Same thing as the Bud Light room, then. Or Budweiser tap
Yeah.
room, or Bud tap room, yeah, at Bristol. Okay, I see what you're saying. Is that a skybox as well?
No, it's just
It's just
like a little lounge
like a tent top thing?
outside the track.
Oh, okay. Alright, guys, so we're getting ready to go back racing. It is Pedro Mega right now leading the way. He has led 51 laps out of the 59 currently being ran. The lady, so far your pick's doing pretty good. Who are you most impressed with right now as this race goes on?
I would say I'm most impressed with Frame.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. Up in 7th right now. You know who I'm honestly most impressed with? There's a couple guys. I'm very impressed with the 24, just the simple fact that his I rating's a lot lower than a lot of these guys. And
Yeah.
nothing against him, but it is. And I'm also
think it's
impressed with
part of
Joshua Banks.
I think his is mostly stingy.
Yeah, he's got a 860 as the green flag waves. Back again. And we got to race a little bit further back here. It is Joshua Banks being attacked by that 88. Battle for 5th place. And it looks like the 36 of Joshua may be able to hold this for now. Kyle Frame starting to work his way up. As you see, last week's winner, Josh Sturgill, right here in the middle of this as well. Battling right now the 85 of Brandon Dalton in that Chevrolet. Two Chevrolets running right now side by side as we exit turn number 4. Coming to the straightaway. 62 laps will be complete here once we hit the line again. And this will actually put us right at halfway, I believe. 62 laps. Yeah. Oh, break behind them. 87 goes around.
Crashing.
Yes, that was big. Oh, 21 also gets involved with the 79 of Denny Lowe.
Do you think iRacing will ever make it so oil actually goes on the track?
You know, this is, you know what, real fast, let me look at this again. This looks like netcode. Real fast, and I'll actually answer that question. It looks like the 21 may have tapped the 87 there. Yeah, he hit the 87 just a little bit. Actually, he almost got into him. He actually goes up high so he wouldn't get into him. Bounces off the wall and comes down. And the 87 right there almost pulls back up on track. Got to be a little bit careful pulling on track. But caution will fly once again. Somebody actually asked that the other day. Was Josh Sturgill? I asked that on a forum as we had pit stops now coming down. And it looks like Brian Hartford, the only one coming down. right now. Oh, there's a couple other guys. We'll go down and look at that. Um, and I don't know if it'll be oil, but when somebody blows up, even if it drops oil on the track, I think it ought to splash up on the windshield, even if it don't affect the car. I think
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool to see.
It would be kind of cool if, well, and then kind of like how they're putting dust on the track.
Yeah.
Put, like makeshift speedy dry down to where.
Yeah,
it blew
exactly.
up.
Speedy drive would be
So
pretty cool.
like, yes, oil will be slick, but sometimes speedy dry, if they put down too much, it will be slick as well.
I'm anxious to see the new damage model because I would like to see parts. Like if you wreck, I like to see like a hood fly off, you know,
Yeah,
and land on the track.
on it when I saw
Yeah.
that tweet
Even
the other day.
even if it just disappears after a second once the caution comes out, I think that would be neat.
Yeah, because then, well, if you hit it, it'll also make it have damage as well.
Yeah.
Damage.
Exactly. All right, guys, we'll take a step away again and get another commercial in. We're not going to have many more commercials, so we're just trying to get them, in now. So we'll be right back, and you're not going to miss anything, as always. Pace car about to drop off here for the Sturgills E-Store 125. We get ready to go green once again. Pace car pulls in. Green flag waves for Pedro Mega as he gets down and away, trying to continue to lead this race.
Awesome at jumps.
He is. Battle's going to be for second. Here comes that 24. Aaron Taylor looking to the inside of that 71 of Brian Harford. Harford looks like he's got just a tad bit of damage on that car. Racing side by side down the backstretch. A little bit of race back there behind him is going on as well for fourth place with Matt McLean and Sturgill. Here comes that 24 once again on the inside. Got a good run out the exit this time. No, he's going to put the brake on, and Sturgill's in the wall. Hard into the wall. Caution is out as we got a big pile up on the front stretch. Wow, that was a big wreck.
I think Bird got caught up in it. Or
64. Let's see, did Andrew get caught up in that? I don't see any damage. Wow, Sturgill plowed the wall. He actually did a good job on keeping it up there, but there was another car, 27, Chuck Phillips. They was racing side by side behind him, and he just had nowhere to go.
Over the
Oh, that 27 plowed the 17. And then another wreck happened right there after that behind him with the 11 of Matt Snyder. Uh,
Oh, I know why Andrew Bird went who is because he skimmed by.
oh my gosh, look at the 28. Watch the 28. Did Joshua Bates make it through this? There ain't no way.
I think he did. I think Banksy did. Yep.
No, did he?
He's smoking.
He did. Wow, he made it through it. But the 28 of Calvin Allison, he went for a ride.
Yeah. Why do you always pick people that rack at him?
I don't know. I always do. Wow, that was a big wreck. The big one happens at Dover. As
Don't
pit stops. No way.
don't talk too fast, cause there might be another.
Yeah, right. Joshua Banks is on pit road. He does got damage. You see it, and he is smoking. You're right. I actually thought he made it through it at first. Do they have a fast repair? I think they got one fast repair, right?
Yeah, I think they have one.
I think so too. I know some of these guys already used it. We'll see if the 36 used his or not. It looks like he did, so he'll be good to go. Good. That was a little dangerous for him. Meanwhile, up front, it's still Pedro Omega. Out avoiding the wrecks right now. That was intense. That was a big wreck. That was one of the biggest ones we've seen here in a while. And I'm trying to see if Josh Sturgill, I believe he's actually back out there. Yeah, he is. And he did not use his fast repair, so he's good to go. However, the 27, I believe, is done. The 04, Jordan Beck. I'm not used to that name. I've seen it a couple times. That's right. Brandon Parsons looks like he's good in his Jimmy John's Ford. Danny Lowe's car still looks fairly good. Law and Order. Z-Talk radio car. The Buzz. 55 looks good. Kyle Frame's got a little bit of damage. David Clark's car looks fairly good. Don't see anything wrong with that. The 42 of Chris James looks great, actually. He don't have any damage. Andrew Bird looks great as well. Brandon Dalton's good. The Casey Heschel's got some damage on that right front. Matt McLean, who's running four's, got some damage as well. And the rest of them we've already talked about. So right now, Pedro Omega, who is currently first, has led to 63 laps. Once we hit the line, it'll be 63 laps left out of the 70 that we have ran once we hit the line. So once again, we always see him up front. Yeah, I'm just looking. Derek Pemberton is out of this race as well, right? I think so. I thought so. Just to show you, talk a little bit about the 94. What's I finding? Where's he at? Well, I was going to talk about him, but I can't find him apparently. I don't see the 94. Is there a 94?
Adam?
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Do what?
Have you ever heard of... No, there's a 94, there's a 98.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, what?
Have you ever heard of the Coastal 200?
Nah, maybe. Is it running in South Carolina? North Carolina?
Maine.
No, I haven't heard of it.
It's a big late model race up here in Maine. And a guy who races at my local track just went down to run it because it's downstate, and he ended up winning it.
Okay, cool. How much money do you win?
A lot of money.
I'll say so. Yeah, I would say so. Pedro Omega about to get this race kicked back off. It is Pedro Omega, Brian Hartford, Aaron Taylor, Matt McLean, your top four, and Casey Heschel's in fifth. Green flag waves. We are back to racing here again at Dover. You know, I'm also impressed with that one right now. He's only got 15 laps on the tires, so we'll see if he's able to do anything. Now here comes that 88 Strong pulling up behind Aaron Taylor. We'll see if he can close that gap. Remember, they was racing really good there for a little while earlier today or tonight. See, Casey is actually caution is out once again as Jordan Beck in that 04 goes around and damages. Wow, he don't have much of a car left. We'll see what happens. Off turn number 2.
When we go green, we're gonna have 50 laps to go.
Oh, Danny Lowe gets into the outside wall, comes down on the 04, and collects him, and everybody else is just running for cover after that. You know, we only got 50 laps to go. This race actually did not take as long as what I actually anticipated, honestly. Just to update everybody, if you're looking for a league, Oval's still looking for people, I believe. OvalRacingLeague.com. CFR Championship still looking. You can get in contact with me, Adam Chapman, if you're looking. The season's about over. We only got 3 races left in that one, but we only take a month break and then come back for a full season. Prizes, everything in that. Go Fast Racing League, we broadcast them as well. They're still looking for people to join. A very good league. They got trucks, K&N, and Xfinity cars.
And you have to run the tryout race.
Yes.
You have to run a tryout race.
Yeah, you do have to run a
And
tryout
they're
race.
very picky on who they pick.
Yeah, I think you got 18. Yeah, that is correct. Good call on that one.
Which they actually are very enforcing.
Yeah, that they are. The lady knows all about that, don't you?
Yeah, they thought I was 10. Yeah, they thought I was 10 because of my voice, but I'm 18.
They know now that you're not. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I literally sent them a picture of my driver's license. They're like, oh. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, okay, 98. Yeah, I actually love the 98's car. It's one of my favorite paint schemes. We was talking about that before.
We were looking at paint schemes. We're like, also, if you need a paint scheme, get in contact with me, Delaney Dunn, at Get Her Done Graphics and Paint Schemes.
You know, I was not aware of that. Brandon Parsons is a rookie. He's actually doing fairly decent for a rookie. You got a low I rating or safety rating 1.36, but honestly, he's kept his car clean, really clean actually. I'm very surprised by that, how clean that car is.
Adam, do you like fidget spinners?
Yes, I love them. Like, I'm not even playing. I absolutely love them. For as old as I am, yes, I do like them.
I am playing with a fidget spinner right now.
They're really fun. Let's hop on board here with... I actually like that helmet, Tennessee Vols helmet on Brandon Parsons' car.
Well, you're from Tennessee.
I know, man. And I'm not actually a big Tennessee fan, as far as college-wise. I actually like Virginia Tech a little bit more, but I do like Tennessee. I mean, they're not bad at all. So yeah, Brandon's actually doing a really good job right now, keeping his car clean.
I'm a main Black Bears.
I'm actually impressed with that, though. Honestly, honestly, we haven't really talked a lot about it, but honestly, looking at Brandon, I'm not saying it just because he's got somebody here watching him, but for him to actually be running 13th is not bad, especially with how many drivers was actually in this race. I mean, 29 drivers started. So he's actually having a good run. I'd like to see him get to the top 10. That would be really impressive. Even a top 5. You never know. I don't think anybody's got anything for Pedro Omega. Brian may have something for him. But Pedro right now is really fast. I mean, Andrew Bird may have something for him. But right now, Andrew's stuck back in 6th. So, there's a couple guys in there that may have something for him. But honestly, he hasn't led this many laps by accident. I mean, Pedro is on a whole nother level this race, it seems like. By the way, guys, hit that follow button if you're not following Twitch. Every Oval race is on here. Plus, we do in-car races, and we got a bunch of different streams, honestly. We got multi-people that stream on this account. However, the Oval guys only like Twitch, so we broadcast on Twitch, which is why we're on here. But it will be on YouTube as well at Centerforce TV. YouTube.Centerforce TV. YouTube.com/Centerforce TV Live is where our YouTube is. But no, I really, we do a lot of different things on here, so hit that follow button. Yeah.
We're gonna possibly restarting up the podcast?
We're going to be restarting the podcast. We are going to restart it. I just, we got so much. We had to wait till what's his name got moved as the pace car pulls in with green flag, and we'll get back on that conversation here in just a minute because the battle's going to be for second. Here comes that 24. No, he will not take second away. A little bit further back, it is Joshua Banks now battling at one of Casey Heschel. Joshua working at high line in turns 1 and 2. Down the back stretch, Joshua is able to clear KC. A little bit further back, we'll take a look here at the 98. Up to 11th now. He just took away 11. Now he's going to be trying to chase down Chris James as we hop on the front end of that Jimmy John's Ford. Last time by, he was actually one of the fastest actually for the top 10. He's actually running faster right now than that 42 car. As you can see him slowly catching up to the inside. Here comes the 98 and the 17 both. Josh Sturgill putting a pass on that 42, Chris James as well. And Brandon Parsons looking to have a good run as he moves into the top 10. Still going to have his hands full a little bit. Josh Sturgill right now trying to run him down. But Brandon Dalton trying to hold on to that 9th spot. Should be able to do it. We'll wait and see. You see youtube.com BL Dalton 85. Here comes that 98. Peek to the inside of that 85. Not going to be able to do it yet. We're going to stay with this battle and watch this. This is a good battle here for 9th place. Almost contact there out of turn 4. And Brandon Dalton may give up 2 spots here. I'm sorry. Brandon Parsons may give up 2 spots as he gets loose at the exit. So he'll have to regather himself and work his way back up as he falls back to 11th. So a good little battle here with multiple cars involved.
45 laps to go.
You all right? 45 laps to go. And a little bump there on the 42 of Chris James from that 70. I'm sorry, was that the 70? The 77, I believe. No, actually, I don't know who that is. As Danny Lowe falls off the track. I'm not sure what's going on with that. He is actually 4 laps down. That is a 70 right there, by the way, behind Brandon. That is not for position. Back up front.
The 71's challenging.
It looks like the 24 may have just a slight bit of damage. But Joshua Banks able to get around him. Joshua's up a few spots since the restart. 88 gets loose off turn number 4. He's going to be able to save it. But Joshua right now trying to hold back Aaron Taylor as Aaron, last time by, was a little bit slower than Joshua. Joshua actually, our 4th fastest in the race, currently is running 4th. We'll see if he's able to work it up here just a little bit. Let you know the speed is at the line of who was fastest last time by. Fastest last time by actually goes to Andrew Bird, it looks like. Yes, and then David Clark. No, never mind, I'll take that back. I lied about that.
Darren Clark fell out and then reconnected.
Hopefully he'll be okay with that and get back in there. See what happens. Here comes the 55 in the wall hard. 76 Gene Cobb. We're going to have a caution. 76 and a 55 of Sam Notterham as the 76 of Gene cannot keep it up against the wall. And a caution will fly that way in both of their knots. As we watch this coming off turn number 4. You'll see that 76. Actually, we need to find him. That's disappointing because Sam was actually, or Gene was 5 laps down when this happened and Sam was not. We'll see what happens here. Looks like the 76 just pushed up too tight. Bounces hard into that 42. And around he goes and hard into the wall, and that ends both of their knots, most likely. So, let me set the stage.
I might be going to Watkins Glen come September.
I want to go there so bad. That is a fun track. Especially if you can get in turn 9 or 8. Right after the bus stop at the carousel. That is a great spot to watch a race.
I'm going to the Indy car race.
Oh, that's right. You are. Do they run a boot there? They do, don't they?
Yeah.
I thought so.
I don't think they run the bus stop.
I don't think they do either. I can't remember if they do or
I can
not.
always message my buddy Shelby Blackstock.
I can't remember if they do either. I know we did last night because I had a league race last night. We actually ran the bus stop, but we ran the cup circuit, and I don't think they run the cup circuit. I think it's actually the boot.
Full course.
That's what I
I think they
thought.
run full course.
I think
I
so.
do, actually. I really want to
Yeah.
look up.
Watching the race on pit road at 36, Joshua Banks staying out. Here comes the race off pit road. Pedro Omega, Brian Harford, Andrew Bird, the 24 of Aaron Taylor. Oh, the 20. Is that right? No, I'm sorry. The 32, the 24, and the 88. So looking right now, fastest pit stop last time by. Kyle Frame was on pit road there for a while and actually loses a lot of spots. 21 seconds he spent. Fastest pit stop goes to Pedro Omega with 13.88, and a lot of that has to do with that pit box on where it's at. That's why qualifying is important for these races, honestly. It looks like if you get up there and keep that box, you're okay. Right
Figure out
now,
what course they're running, but I can't seem to find it.
who are you most impressed with in this race right now, honestly?
Um,
Now, I mean, I'm talking about
most-
now.
Oh, now?
Yeah.
Casey Heschel.
I think that's a good pick. 7th right now. Not bad at
Started
all.
14th.
I'm impressed with a couple people. Aaron Taylor, I'm impressed with in the 24. Okay, who are you most surprised by with where they're running, honestly? Whether it's bad or good.
Banks.
Really?
Well,
He is
he's
first.
first.
He is first. I mean, you can beat that. You know who I'm actually surprised by? Honestly, he's not in the race no more. Calvin Allison. He got wrecked, but
Yeah.
he's going to finish way back in at least 23rd spot. So, and actually he's going to fall back a couple more spots, I believe, to that. But, you know, with somebody with a 3,000 I rating, you know, and there's a couple other guys in here. Jordan Beck, he's got a 3,000 I rating. Right now, 12th. I'm not disappointed. I actually thought that he would just be a little bit higher, which just may not be their top of track as well, honestly. So,
They do run the bus stop.
oh, do they? Is it the actual Verizon IndyCar is what you're going to go see?
I'm seeing all the series that are in that weekend. They're
Okay.
running.
The Indy Lights and all that stuff as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it was. I've never heard an IndyCar actually start up. I know they're loud, though. Which all race cars are, but for the most
They're
part,
kind
anyway.
of like if you ever heard my Honda, it sounds like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with
But
that
they're
much
running-
horsepower, you know?
It's a V8, but with the same amount of liters as my
Right,
Accord.
right.
Yeah, they're running the bus stop.
You ever been to an NHRA race?
No.
I'm going again for Father's Day weekend. I always go. It is one of the loudest things on earth you'll ever hear. It literally shakes your bones on the inside. Like it vibrates, and you feel everything vibrating. It is absolutely insane. Like, it scared the crap out of me first time I ever went. Green flag waves. Joshua Banks with the early jump, and he will take that lead officially now for the 47. So we're seeing a different lead change. This may open up the door here for a couple people, but here comes the 47, strong on that outside. Now he's going to fall back in the line. We'll see. Here comes Pedro Omega now looking to the inside of Joshua Banks. Surprised Joshua stayed out there. That was 18 lap tires he had on. Nothing surprises me. Mic drop. Kyle Busch, sorry. And Joshua actually may be in a little bit of trouble here. 71 goes around. Yeah, Pedro Omega's gone right now. Everybody right now watching Joshua Banks. He is dropping back. He did fall in line there, so he found an opening right in front of Andrew Bird, who was a little bit on his bumper. Got to be careful. Into almost the wall. That was close. I thought he just plowed the wall. Joshua Banks, I'm kind of a little bit surprised that he stayed out. I'm sure that was probably a strategy call just to see what would happen. Oh, contact. And the 88, Matt McLean, gets into the wall, and a little bit of damage on the back end of that 36 car. This is going to be 3 wide at the exit of 4. This never works out good. And, oh, contact once again with the 36 and 17. Continue watching Joshua Banks as he's continued dropping now from 1st to 6th in just a few laps. be sure to check it out and check that out. One of our guys that I was really watching has fell back a little bit here. The 15, Justin Barnett. I'm sorry, the 98, Brandon Parsons, who goes now around for 14, trying to work his way back up as well. Almost gets to the wall. Oh, saves it. A little bit of bump there from the 77 of Justin. Actually, you know what? I don't think he actually touched him. That was good driving there by Justin. Kyle Frame now working on Brandon Dalton. Haven't spoke a lot about Kyle tonight in that 57 car.
Adam, what's
Yes.
up with you making picks and them not finishing races?
You know, I've been broadcasting now for how long? How long have we been actually broadcasting? Oh, a little. Well, it's been over a year, right at a year up.
Yeah.
I would guess. I've only picked a winner twice. That's pretty bad. Here comes Kyle Frame looking underneath the 85 through turn 2. And not going to be able to take it just yet. Kyle Frame, definitely on the negative right now. Started in, I'm showing 7th. Currently in 12th right now.
Andrew Bird is making his way up.
Up to 2nd now. This is about the only person, as we watch the battle for 2nd, that may be able to actually have something for that 47, but I just don't know if he does or not. We'll wait and see as we got 28 laps to go. Coming on this backstretch here at Dover International Speedway. Was going to tell you all where we go next week, but I actually forgot it.
And then with CFR, we'll go to Indy.
Yeah, we go to Indy. Where does Go Fast go? I think they come to Dover. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they come to Dover. Yeah, because they actually follow the schedule. I know these guys do as well. And I'll let you all know.
These guys do the schedule for the drop of 2 week, and Lopez does it during though.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Next week. Oh wow, this week is actually the Drive for Autism. So that's pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, pretty neat there. And then June the 11th, Pocono. So we go to Pocono next week. Next Sunday, that is, in real life, and then next Tuesday here. Pocono's going to be fun. That actually should be a fairly clean race, I believe. Alright, a little bit further back. Jordan Beck starting to work his way up now. Joshua Banks on the downslide, back to 8th now. Maybe back to 9th, because here comes that 04 looking underneath that 36, and he's going to take that spot away. Joshua going to need a caution. We may not have one, to be completely honest. Oh, somebody's around. Is that Kyle Frame? Yes, Kyle Frame is around and or hard into a wall, and he has blown up. We'll see if he's got the fast repair to fix it. But no caution will fly. The 98 starting to work his way back up now, up to 12th. Starting to space out. Here's our biggest battle. Joshua Banks trying to run back down that 04. Don't know if he's going to have the tires or not to do it. As Joshua right now on 35 lap tires. Caution flies. And I think Aaron Taylor. Yes, Aaron Taylor. There went my pick. And the 88 also involved in this as well. Hard on the front stretch. There goes the 24. Hard into the wall. 88 just had nowhere to go. And it looks like the 20 also. Wow, that was bad.
Stream did the exact same thing that Earth did.
Trying to find the 88 here.
It just dropped out.
What happened?
Oh, my stream did the exact same thing yours did.
Yeah, you're lagging a little bit too. Yeah.
It says 5 foot unknown on yours.
That's weird.
It literally saying your live footprint unknown.
That's strange.
I think the server. I drew a server.
It probably is, honestly. So caution comes out. Um, as Brian Harford's staying out. We'll see if that works out. It did not work for Joshua Banks. We'll see, though. You never know. You know, this caution actually does help Joshua quite a bit, though. As here comes the pit stops. With 20 laps to go, everybody stayed or coming down pit road besides Brian Harford. It looks like. So here comes the pit stops, and we'll see who's faster. Race off pit road, I would guess would probably. We'll see. Here comes Brian Harford off pit road now. And it will go to Pedro Mega. Andrew Bird. Brian Harford is first. I forgot. 1788. Casey Heschel. Jordan Beck. Joshua Banks. Brenda Dalton. And a 98 will come out in 10th. Brandon Parsons. 77 Justin Barnett. So right now, everybody looking good. It's going to be interesting to see, though, what happens here with the one as Brian Harford's trying to get a win. For people that don't know, Brian Harford, I believe it was like 13 or 14 races last year that he actually won total. So we'll see if he's able to do it here again tonight. Once again, guys, I just want to point this out. Everybody that tunes in to watch Oval, Center Force TV will be doing the last broadcast for the Oval League, for this league. Once they hit Sonoma, that will be our final broadcast for Oval, and then they'll be, I believe, we'll be switching to somebody else. So I hope everything works out well for them. They've been good to us, and you know we're all splitting on good terms. So definitely, you know, sad in a way. Honestly, it is because I've got to know a lot of people in here, and there's a lot of good people that's actually here. But at the same time, it's you know both. I guess parties can move on and hopefully get better as you know time goes on, and hopefully they can pick up a better broadcaster. Honestly, and you never know. So I mean, there's definitely better ones.
They can better ones. If that's hold on.
You're still cutting out really bad, by the way.
Yeah, my stupid thing is not working.
The lots of the pace car are out. We're about to go back racing here. It is Brian Harford. We'll see. We haven't seen nobody do it yet on really old lap tires. We watched Joshua Banks try it. It didn't work out, and he caught a lucky break there, got a caution. But if Brian Harford could get to a good jump and keep catching cautions, it may work out well for him. I don't like the idea of staying out on old tires like that, but it may be his only way to win, and I think he looks at it like that. So we'll see what happens here as we wait for the pace car to drop in here at Dover for the Sturgills E-Store 125 pace car about to drop down pit road. There it goes. And we are green flag here at Dover. And what a start by Brian Harford. He's going to have his hands full, though. He's about a car length or two ahead of the 47. That 47 is coming strong. We'll see if he's able to keep it. Here comes Pedro Mega now looking to pass Brian Harford. A little bit of bump there. 71 dives it in. Oh, 47 makes a little bit of contact there with the 32. Gets off of him. They're going to split him 3 wide. This is not going to be good. 32's in the wall of Andrew Bird. We'll see if it hurts him as he takes the lead and dives it in front of that 47 car. Andrew scrapes the wall just a little bit there on exit, but managed to get the lead. Now they do got a lap car here. That is Kyle Frame up on that high side in that Tide car. He's not going to be an issue, I don't think. Meanwhile, here's a battle. Here comes the 17 dropping underneath the 71. So the no tires did not pay out. Remember, we've seen this happen as the 17's in a while. You got to be a little bit careful. Here comes the 1 now looking to the inside of Brian Harford. And the 36 also there. Brian is really dropping right now. One of the fastest cars we've seen all night. Starting to drop just a little bit. Last time by, Pedro Mega was faster, so we got a battle up front for the lead. While that happens in the back. Pedro Mega putting a bumper to the 32. Wow, that was a great move though. Looking to the inside. And the 32 is going to come down and still hold on. Here comes Andrew Bird trying to get back up to Pedro Mega as you just seen the pass. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, here comes Joshua Banks as the 17 gets a little loose in the corner. He's going to move into 5th place and take that 5th spot away. Caution flies. Now, did he get it before the caution came out? Now we got strategies going to happen because it is Sam Warren at the 57, and it looks like the 20 also involved. Looks like the 57 may have had a problem here. Kyle Frame. Yeah, he got loose off the corner, and he was sitting there, and this is going to get ugly. He backs up. Okay, right into the 87 of Sam Warren. That was a little strange. And Kyle Frame going back to the hauler. That is true. Just to let everybody know, Delaney's having a little bit of connection issues, so it's hard for her to talk without her being heard. So hopefully it'll be fixed before the end of the race. We'll be watching it. And everybody's going to come in pit road. No! See, right there, I would have done it different. If I was Andrew Bird, Andy 88, Andy 04, I would have went ahead and came down pit road, honestly. You got to do something other than different than the leader is going to do. Or are you satisfied with your finishing in the spot? And if the 32 or 88 don't come in, everybody behind them has to stay out, I think, for the most part. Because if not, there's a chance that you're not going to gain any spots. But we do got people coming on pit road. Brian Harford coming down. Casey Heschel coming down. Justin Barnett coming down. And Raymond Dormer all coming down pit road. So right now, just to give you everybody an update on the running order. It is Pedro Mega, Andrew Bird, Matt McLean, Jordan Beck, who we had not seen. Who's just rode around all night, currently in that 04, sitting in 4th. Joshua Banks up to 5th. Josh Sturgill now 6th. Brandon Dalton up to 7th. Brandon Parsons currently in 8th. Chris James currently 9th. And your top 10 will be Casey Heschel. As we come to 9 laps to go here. Remember, guys, this is sponsored by SimpleManCalls.com. I'll be with them guys tomorrow for the Dirt League. 2 more races left for that season's over. However, we'll be with them tomorrow night. But this league right here is sponsored by SimpleManCalls.com. Also by Josh Sturgill's e-store. Yeah, so thank everybody for coming in and sponsoring it. Make sure y'all hit that follow button on Twitch, if you have a Twitch account, that is. Broadcast multiple stuff here, including stuff for charity as well. We broadcast a lot of stuff for St. Jude and Extra Life. I was a little surprised by him staying out there as well. I honestly, I was. It really surprised me to see him stay out, especially knowing fresh tires. And I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get back up there with fresh tires now to be able to take the lead, or a caution may come out honestly before the end. With fresh tires versus old tires, that bad things could happen. Um, him and Casey's going to have an advantage. We know we've seen it all night, and Justin and Raymond. But there's a lot less tire wear on them, front tires now than what he had. He was out there on 21 lap tires, and these guys are only out there on 11 and 12 lap tires. So I don't know. We'll see how it happens, but yeah, I'm surprised he didn't come in as well, honestly. I'm very impressed with this 04 of Jordan Beck, though, honestly, now, too. He's minded his business, rode around back all night, dodging all the wrecks, and he's up to fourth. As we work. What lap is it? It's like 117, I think. Of the 125. Real fast before we go green, let's take a look at our race summary. 10 cautions for 35 laps, so we are over our scheduled 6 cautions that we had. 8 laps remain. 12 lead changes so far, and about to be 118 laps completed. Pace car about to drop in. These guys can go whenever it drops. And we're at green flag as 32 got caught sleeping now. It's going to open the door for the 88, who's looking underneath. Andrew Bird trying to take the second spot away. Almost a little contact there. 88's going to run wide just a little bit. Who gets the race off pit road? 32 in the wall just slightly. But it looks like Andrew's going to be able to clear the 88 up McLean. Oh, as he blinked there a little bit. Here comes that 04 now as the 32's going to have a little bit of damage. I don't know if he blinked there or what happened. The 04 really starting to put the pressure on both of these guys. He may try to make it 3 wide here. Coming to 5 laps to go. Just to let everybody know about the fresh tires, Brian Harford is up to 7th now. And here we go. Big wreck. Caution flies. That's going to end the race. Oh, and a hard hit for the 36, Joshua Banks. We'll see what happened, as it looks like Brian Harford may have got into the 36. Or did the 36 just slide up? That may have been net code, actually. One last look. 36 backs off, and nope, around he goes. 71 gets into it, and nobody else checks up in time. And a hard wreck there for Joshua Banks as he flips and will end his night, unfortunately for him, because he was super fast here all night. I think we could have 1 lap to go, or that may end it. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some words being said right now. Here we go. They are coming down pit road. No, faked it. I think we're actually going to have 1 lap to go, actually.
In the back.
There she is. Welcome back. So, with that said,
You said we were over on caution, so
we are 11 cautions now.
Yeah.
Hey, I got something right, Delaney.
Hey, I got we both got something right, and I kind of raised the bar a little bit because I picked the winner.
You did. That's true.
Yeah. You did the get out front, stay out front.
Yeah.
Can't really get an interview with these guys.
No, I'm not going to interview him. I did message Joshua to see if we could get an interview with him. I'm sure he's highly upset, so, just in case, before we get an interview, guys, if there's any words that is said, I apologize. So, usually he keeps it, pretty calm, so I don't think we'll have to worry about that with him. He's not Tyler Cox.
Yeah.
And honestly, okay, here he comes. We're going to interview here with Joshua Banks. Hey, Joshua, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you got to be disappointed. Talk us on there. What happened? You think?
Well, I mean, I was racing hard for a position, and that 71 had fresher tires. Saw him coming hard, and was trying to fight for the position, coming off a four, and then just pedaling that thing as soft as I could, and he just come on the outside, and I guess just wasn't lucky and accidentally tapped him or something.
Yeah, you was really fast all night, man. We was watching, and I was kind of pulling for you there, but unfortunately that happened. So, we'll move on. Good run tonight, though. I was actually pulling for you pretty good there. So, hopefully we'll be able to talk to you here soon.
I appreciate it, man.
Thanks,
Hopefully
man.
we can get him next week at Pocono.
For sure. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to real quick?
Matco Tools, just shout out to them. I mean,
Gotta
my
love Macro
sponsor
Tools.
for one thing, and then just a good series, good league we got going on here. Just keep it up.
All right, man. Talk to you soon. Sorry about your luck, but that's racing, I guess.
That's what it is. Thank you, guys.
No problem. So he wasn't as bad as what I thought he was, actually. That is going to end the race, by the way, guys. We're actually not going to have another lap. So unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, Pedro Omega is going to be very happy. Andrew Bird will finish second. Matt McLean will finish third. Jordan Beck is going to finish in fourth. And you know what? Never mind. Will finish fourth. Josh Sturgill will finish fifth. Brian Harford will finish in sixth. Raymond Dormer will finish seventh. Chris James, Brandon Dalton, and Brandon Parsons is going to be your top 10. Great run for a 98 car, though. Seriously. The only rookie, by the way, actual iRacing rookie that finishes in the top 10 tonight. So very cool. So we're going to interview here with our top three. Let's go ahead and do this real fast. Delaney, what's your thoughts on this race tonight?
I think, yes, it was caution filled, but I think the cautions just helped us more entertained and busy. We
Yeah.
weren't having long green flag runs, and the longer the green flag run is, the more we get barred.
That is true. We start talking about all kinds of stuff. 11 cautions for 39 laps. They did go down on cautions compared to what they had last season. This is only the first race they will run here. They actually come back here in the fall and run the chase race here. We won't be broadcasting it, but 12 lead changes. Pedro Omega, though, dominated. I mean, honestly, let's just be honest. 104 laps led. I think there was a couple guys out there that may have had something for him. But, trying to get around this 47 would not have been easy, I'll be honest. I don't know if they would have got around him. So, good run for him, honestly. So, that's my thoughts. So, we'll get our interviews here. He's going to go around, do his burnouts, and make sure we get them as well. Matt McLean, though, got to be happy with that run. Finishes in third. The 04 Jordan Beck also got to be happy. Josh Sturgill brings it home in fifth. Another good run for him. So here's your winner. Pedro Omega started first, finished first, 105 laps led, and had a lot of little love tap there, or a little rev up there from 32. Congratulations to him. If you all haven't really listened to Pedro Omega, you're going to love his accent. He's actually a really cool guy, so really cool. There he goes, burning it down. As your winner of the Sturgills E-Store, Sturgills E-Store 125, Pedro Omega wins tonight here at Dover International Speedway.
Out of New Jersey.
All right, we're going to get an interview here with our winner. Actually, I got to do this real fast.
He's doing a nose against the wall burnout right now.
He is. All right, so here we go. We'll get an interview with him real fast. Oh.
Hi.
Hey, Pedro, you got a copy?
Yep.
105 laps led tonight, man. Another dominating performance. Always see you up front, and no difference here tonight. Talk us through your night. How was the car feeling?
Yeah, finally I had a car the way that I like it, I like to lose cars, and the past couple of races, the car is really tight for me, and over here was, and the Edison 2 was really good, and it's just a little bit tight in the middle to 3 and 4, but, nothing like, that crazy, but in the race I knew I was fast. and I saw the guys in the back. I knew Angel was really fast too, and I knew I had to try and keep in the front because to pass in here, you have to push to the limit. And in the end over there, I was really cool with Angel. So he passed me on the outside, and I push hard that I can to try try put a pressure on him, and finally I got it. He did a mistake on the as a four, I think, or two, and I got it to the leader again. So and after that, I just keep my restart really good, and another victory for me.
Let's talk a little bit about them restarts. Now, we had a couple of them, well, a few of them here tonight. Um, with the new rule change, well, not really new now, we've had it for a little while now, being able to go when the pace car actually drops in, how big of an advantage does that give you, in your opinion? Is that something real big, or, even if it was the other way, we would still see the same result?
What on the on the leader on the restart?
Yeah, whenever the pace car drops in. How important is that, to be able to go as soon as the pace car drops in?
No, that's really important because sooner you go, you can get like a little gap, and then you can control, especially control the tires. You don't need to push their hard on the first 2 laps or 3 laps. You can control like point 2, point 3 tenths. So that's why and if you don't do it too good, the guy in the back, they're gonna, like an exit to two, you're gonna put a pressure on you. So then you're gonna need to run fast you can. You're gonna push your tires, and you can do some kind of mistakes. So that's really important. That's why whatever who's the leader, they got a really big advance on the restart.
Well, man, we see you get to win here tonight. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? Dominating performance for sure.
All right, yeah. I want to say thanks to Tommy, thanks to guys, to Angel for for the fighting, but actually the whole race and that, especially in the end. Congratulations to Matt. He's in the podium again, and yeah, let's go to Pocono. Pocono is it's close. I mean, I live in Jersey, and it's probably like 45 minutes away. I'm gonna try go over there to watch the race, and yeah, I like Pocono. Pocono is another track you have to break your heart, and let's see if we can get another win over there.
All right, man. Good luck, and we'll talk to you next week. And good job tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Andrew, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, we always see you up front as well. You came up just short tonight, but you was able to lead there towards the end. Is there anything you wish you would have done just a little bit different to try to keep your car out front?
Once I made that pass on the outside of two cars, which surprised me, I should have done a better job at hitting my marks once I got that lead. So 1 and 2 overdrove it a little bit, a couple of times, and then once I held them off entering 3, where we really got close to wrecking each other. On exit 2, I got the apron, slid, but it was a great save, and Pedro is really fast here, and it was just great racing again. Me and 88, and me and Pedro were so close so many times to wrecking each other, but we just raced hard right beside each other.
How important are tires here? We've seen a couple of people stay out there, during this race, and they fell back. I know that the 71, it happened to him. He managed to get back up to sixth after that last pit stop that he did, but tires was a big issue. It seemed like, if you stayed on any kind of old tires, a lot of people just seemed like they would fall back really fast. Was you experiencing that as the runs was some of the runs that we did have that was a little bit longer? Was you experiencing tire fall off as well?
Yeah, kind of moderate. I didn't have too much of a problem handling. It was pretty consistent. Just got a little bit slower over time. Not too bad, not too great, but But if you stayed out like Pedro did a lot, it really didn't hurt you that much, unless the person right behind you had fresh tires. And so you could, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, you did a great job either way. I mean, we always see you out front. It's nothing new at all. So, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Like usual, Jeff Gluck from jeffgluck.com, and my new website that I've started up, andrewspaints.com. The whole goal is to make cheap paint schemes and cheap logos, cheap graphics. So go check that out. It's a nice website. I make pretty decent stuff in my opinion, so that'd be nice to check that out. It's up to 20% off right now until the end of tomorrow.
All right, man. Definitely check that out. So, good job and congratulations, second place.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Matt McLean, you got a copy?
Loud and clear.
Man, we've seen you pretty much for the most part up front for the most part all night, within the top five all night anyway. Started in sixth place, finished in third. Talk us through your night.
Yeah, it was a pretty eventful yet uneventful night. The car was a handful out of four. I slid down to the inside wall about 45 times. It seemed like trying to hang on to it. But there was one point, after the first run we had, the track just totally changed, and I had to get used to the track once again. It was so weird. It just got really tight in the center and just really different from the very first run. But I was calling Aaron Taylor there for a while, so I'm going to have nightmares about 3M here tonight. But he had a very solid run. It's too bad that we got tangled up together and he didn't have a great run, but he'll be having some good runs here soon.
Man, next week is a completely different track. We go to the Tricky Triangle in Pocono. And honestly, I've watched you race for a while now, ever since last year. I feel like when we go to a place like that, that's where we're going to see you really do great and even have a good chance at a win. How do you feel about that place? That's just my opinion. Do you like that place? I mean, is that a place you think you could be good at and possibly do something?
I love Pocono. I had a shot to win there last season, but I got taken out late in the race, running inside the top five. It definitely fits my driving style. I don't know what it is about that track, but it suits me, and I'm looking forward to Pocono.
Yeah, man, I'm actually looking forward to that race myself. It should be a very fun race, especially coming from, the last couple of tracks, a little bit different type of racing. So, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to the Sturgills e-store for sponsoring the race, thebuzz.com. I'd like to give a shout out to you guys for doing the stream every week. You guys do an amazing job. I'd like to give a shout out to Tommy and Danny for doing this, and Aaron Taylor and Sam Warren for being great friends and helping me out when needed. I really appreciate it, guys.
Man, that was fun watching you tonight, man. Nice paint scheme, by the way, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right, Delaney. What's your thoughts? Oh, wait, I already got that. Never mind, I lied.
Yeah, I got my thoughts.
That's going to do it for us here tonight, guys. We'll take a look real fast at the results. And Delaney, do we want to do the recording or do we want to do it live?
Let's do it live.
All right, we'll do it live. So there's the results right now. Pedro Omega does get the win tonight. Jordan Beck with an impressive finish, finishing fourth. Josh Sturgill, Brian Harford, Raymond Dormer, Chris James, Brandon Dalton, and Brandon Parsons. Great run for that 98 car. A little bit further back. Aaron Taylor, gotta be a little disappointed there. He was up towards the front all night in 11th. Danny Lowe, Justin Barnett, another really fast car that had a good chance here tonight as well. Joshua Banks, very disappointed, got caught up in that big wreck that we've seen as he went flipping. Will finish 14th. Casey Heschel, another one of them. Sam Notterhelm will finish in 16th. Andrew Jones, Sam Warren, Kyle Frame, David Clark, who is also really fast here tonight as well, will finish 24 laps down back in 20th. Darren Clark, his brother, also finishing back in 21st. Gene Collum, Chuck Phillips, who had nowhere to go, gets caught up in a wreck. Calvin Allison, super fast. Mayat Snyder, Mike Fortier, Derek Pemberton, Justin Epperson, Scott Masick will round out your field tonight. Alright, guys. That's going to do it for us here tonight. As what else we got to do, Delaney?
Drive fast, have fun, and get her done.
And the other three will get a little jump.
Drive safe,
Everyone
have
else
fun.
will not jump.